As a Westerner, what things do you find most challenging in your day-to-day living in Egypt? We have reached 50,000 subscribers. I will be answering questions from you guys, the community. Is the Wi-Fi stable for your work? I'd like to ask you if you would like to vlog in the Egyptian countryside in the future. After living in Egypt for 4 years, what's one major cultural misconception you had before moving here that you now realize is completely different from the reality of daily life? I would be interested to know if you can live off of YouTube. Would you like to get back to your home country? Good afternoon. It is a special today because we have reached 50,000 subscribers. I can't be very loud here because I'm out on the street, but yes, super amazing. All thanks to you guys, obviously. Anyone that is watching the channel is supporting. It happened, you know. I wouldn't be here without you guys. So really amazing to see how far the channel has come since first starting it. And so in honor of that, I will be answering questions from you guys, the subscribers, the community, whom I love, by the way. You guys know that I am very active on the channel. I answer a lot of, I try to respond to every single comment. And I'm setting the camera down here. I'm at a local ahwa right now. I just got my coffee. And I stepped away so that I could scream a little bit about having 50,000, reaching 50,000 subscribers. But yeah, it has been an amazing journey. And so yeah, you guys asked questions and I did a Q&A when I reached 20,000 subscribers. And now I'm doing it for 50,000. And inshallah, we will reach 100,000 and then I will do another one at that point. So, but it's a big marker for me, for the channel. Yeah, it's amazing. So thank you guys. Well, I have a mic here. Thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. So let's just jump into the questions after I take a sip of water. I hope you guys can hear me okay. I don't know. I'm testing out this new mic. I never use it, but I'm hoping that it's good. Normally I'm like walking around down the streets, you know, so I want to talk to people and have their voices be heard and the sounds of the street, but today I'm just talking to the camera. That's it. So my apologies I'm still learning how to vlog, you guys. Anyhow, all right, so let's jump into the questions. There was a few different platforms that I asked people to respond on. So one was on Facebook, G Ventures page. There was only a few people that asked questions there, but I've written them down. So let's jump into the first one. Now these are people's personal names on Facebook, so I don't want to say their whole name for privacy reasons, just in case they care. But we have Cherise, and her question is, what in the witchcraft type of eyeliner do you use? Because that impressive shiz does not budge in that Egyptian heat. And then she goes on to ask another question, but let me just answer that one. I'm sure you guys don't care, the men on the channel, but I actually have it with me. It's almost always in my backpack, if I can find it. What a way to kick it off, just digging through my bag. Where is it? I have Egyptian pounds. Yanni, you guys want some Egyptian pounds? All right, here we go. It is MAC eyeliner. So it's Liquid Last. And it lasts for 24 hours, supposedly. Waterproof, by the way. And that is what I've been using for many, many years. Actually, this can last for like a day or two. So I used to even let it stay on for like 3 days back in my years of backpacking. Well, I still travel and backpack, but partying, whatever, just not I do very little maintenance as far as my appearance goes, but the eyeliner is the one thing that I wear for makeup, and it lasts for a long time. So yeah, that is the answer to your question. MAC, which they actually don't sell here. And I brought a bunch with me, and When I had to renew a license, I had more shipped to me. So, yeah. But I'm sure there's other brands of waterproof that are fine. That's just what I use. Moving on. Also, do you know of any other night activities at the ancient sites beside the light shows? At the ancient sites, like exploring them at night, ghost tours, more alternative stuff for us weirdos. To be honest, I don't think so. No, I don't. Especially at night, because most ancient sites just close at night. Most ancient sites and museums close at 4 p.m., 5 p.m. here in Egypt. You know, you do have the exception of the pyramids light shows, which I've actually never even gone to, and I've heard it's never even bothered making a video about it. I've heard it off in the distance, so I was like, But Luxor, the Luxor temple in Luxor is lit up at night, and I know you can go there pretty late compared to a lot of other ancient sites. But I unfortunately don't have an answer for different activities like that. Maybe an Egyptian that is watching this will have an idea, and you can leave a comment and other people can chime in with other suggestions, but I unfortunately do not have any. I'm usually just hanging out with friends or wandering the streets or driving my motorcycle or eating some street food or something like that at night. So, but yeah, thank you so much for your comment, Sharish, and for supporting the channel. I do recognize your name. You comment a lot, so much love. Next, we have Amir. He says, hello. Are there any clubs with belly dancing like they used to have? I asked someone else, what does that, like, what do you mean, like they used to have? And someone commented back in the 70s and 80s, there used to be more like cabaret style belly dancing. To be honest, not as far as I'm aware, no. I don't know of any belly dancing clubs. You know, you have the touristic cruises, and I think maybe some like performances or shows at like 5-star hotels, or mostly the cruises, the Nile dinner cruises. But something to like catch that is like, you know, I will say in Zamalek, and I don't remember the place, but after a boat, I went on a felucca boat party. This was quite a long time ago, and it ended very late. I think it was like 11 or midnight or 1 even. And I went wandering around Zamalek after that and stumbled upon some restaurant bar. I don't know. I just went downstairs. It was like underground, and they had belly dancing there. And it definitely had like strip club vibes or something, you know, like all men. And I just happened upon it. I was like, oh. So, I don't know the name though, sorry. So I guess they exist, but I feel like they're probably pretty underground, you know. It's not like those types of nightclubs and belly dancing scenes are, I think they've died out a bit since the 70s, 80s when this was popular. And the social, I don't know, social feeling towards it is mixed, you know, because they have belly dancing at weddings and things like that, but it's not as common, and it's not like a nightclub cabaret kind of thing like it used to be. That's all I know. So, and then we have Robin, who says, in one of your videos you had said you had started organizing tours in Cairo. Please let us know more about that. Yeah, well, it's pretty new. I mean, I've had the channel for a few years now, and I've been asked pretty soon after I started the channel if like I can give tours, and I've been asking about tours and recommendations for tour companies, and I've just always been asked about it. And so finally I decided, why not actually make a step towards organizing this, you know? So I mean, my husband is Egyptian. I've been living here for 4 years. We have connections, and figured, yeah, let's hook people up with this. So we organize itineraries, and we connect people with guides and drivers all over the country as well. Alexandria and Cairo and Aswan and Luxor, and of course, you know, like there's like general tours that like everyone wants to see, the pyramids and or Saada and Darshur, things like that. But you can also customize your own tour as well. So I mean, like, If you're really curious about that though, I would just say like message us on WhatsApp. You know, I leave the number for that in the description of all of my videos. And you can also check out our website, which is G Ventures Tours. So yeah, but yeah, it's amazing. It's another way to connect with people and to show Cairo the way I love it, the way I see it, the way I experience it, and you know, through the videos and now through tours. So anyways, thanks for your question, Robin. Moving on to YouTube. So this is where I made the post, really, with a cute photo of a cat. If you don't know about my posts, I don't post that often, but there are community posts and people can ask questions or comment or tell me like what they like. I don't know, I just occasionally will make a post, very rarely. And that is in that section on my main page. Anyhow, so I asked everyone if they had questions, because I was, you know, planning to make this video. And let's jump into it. Abdel. I'm just gonna, can I just say the first name? Abdel Hamid Shahab says, congratulations, Gigi. Thank you so much. I've been watching your videos for about a year. Islam. And seriously, they are in places in Egypt that I've only seen on your channel. I'd like to ask you if you would like to vlog in the Egyptian countryside in the future. Good question. Absolutely, absolutely. I want to film in the countryside. Now, I actually have filmed in the countryside a little bit because I drove my motorcycle from Cairo to Abu Simbel 2 or 3 years ago now. And I mean, I drove through the countryside. I won't say I was like stopping and filming at length or like interviewing people or spending time with anyone because I didn't know anyone, but I was driving through the countryside. I got lost in people's like backyard and asking for directions, and my Arabic is still not good now, but it was even worse then. So it was a really fun adventure though. I loved it. Fayoum as well. I've been to Fayoum and driven around there. So, and I'm actually planning to go to the Nile Delta this winter for a road trip around the whole Delta area. And I plan to visit a lot of different places. زقازيق، إسماعيلية، طنطا، بنها، منصورة، راس البر، Port Said, Damietta. Did I already say that? A lot of other places I'm not mentioning. So yeah, I'll be filming the countryside. And I mean, it would be cool to like connect with some people out there. It's just about timing, and I don't know. Yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna go, when I'll be moving, where I'll be staying. So it can be kind of hard to like try to connect with people even if they do offer me. But it would be amazing, and I'm hoping, yes, to film more of the countryside this coming winter. My yearly motorcycle trip, I'm really excited about that. But yeah, good question, Abdel. I hope the camera, am I like sitting close enough, far away enough? Hopefully the lighting is good. All right, next question we have is from Iman. And she says, when I was watching your videos, I really wonder where you got the spirit of jumping in, taking risks, kind of living life. Okay, and does living in Egypt, is it like quite hard or dangerous? Not at all, no way, Iman. Egypt is not dangerous. I think I've said this in a lot of different videos. I mean, like, of course, there can be dangerous situations literally anywhere in the world, in any country. You could get struck by lightning walking down the road or hit by a car. I mean, like, anything can happen. But overall, I would say that compared to many other countries that I've lived or traveled in, safety in Egypt is pretty great. Yeah, I could go on at length, but I really have made videos about this. There's a whole video for general safety in Egypt where I talk about it. So I would suggest watching that if you want. I'll leave the link somewhere up here. And then, is it hard? No, I don't think so either. I mean, define hard. Define it. I think it just comes down to personal situation, personal, like what you find challenging. Some people come to, I know like tourists and visitors that come to Egypt and they have a great time, but they're ready to leave after 2 weeks. They can't handle the chaos and the noise of Cairo and the crazy traffic. So it really depends. I love that though, you know what I mean? And Yeah, I don't know. I don't find it difficult at all. I love it. That's why I'm still here, you know, 4 years later, almost 4 years later. So, yeah. Anyway, she says, love you, Gigi. Love you, Iman. Shukran. Yeah. All right, next question. Love Zoe Irene. Zoe Irene. She says, hi Gigi, been following you for a little less than a year. Thank you so much for the long-term support. Continue watching. Congratulations on your marriage. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's I didn't really announce it, but we've been married for a while. I'm kind of private when it comes to stuff like that, but yeah, very happy. I just have a few questions. Do you do your teaching work in the evening? Okay, let's answer that first. My teaching hours are a lot different than they used to be. So when I first got to Egypt, I wasn't teaching at all because I wasn't planning to stay. I was traveling around and hanging out in Cairo and just having a good time. But once I realized I was going to stay longer, I got online and started teaching, and I was working crazy hours. I was working 7 days a week. I was making myself available 7 days a week, and I was working from about 6 in the morning till 10 p.m. at night. Those were my available hours. And sometimes I had back-to-back classes. So I was working a crazy amount. Since then, 4 years ago, nearly 4 years ago, I have greatly reduced that, and I'm still reducing my hours. So now I work a lot less, and I'm focused more on YouTube. And I don't like teaching in the evening, honestly. I'm a morning person in general. I like filming in the morning. I like being awake in the morning. I like teaching in the morning. Everything I'm going to do, studying Arabic in the morning, whatever. Like, I like to get that out and done while I have the energy. Night for me is more chill, relaxed. I'm not as focused. So yeah, I do have some evening classes, but I mean, I don't know. I'm thinking evening, like late evening. I work till 8 p.m. But it depends on the day. I'll say that my hours are greatly reduced now. Do you do your teaching work in the evening? Yeah, no, mostly in the morning. And then, is the Wi-Fi stable for your work? Actually, it's not bad. I know some neighborhoods lose power, or they were losing power. Some people don't have steady or stable Wi-Fi. I don't really know what I can accredit that to, you know. Is it the neighborhood? I mean, obviously it has something to do with the wires. I'm not super high-tech anything, but my Wi-Fi is pretty stable. Sometimes it will cut out, and like last summer or the summer before that, I think it was last summer, we were getting power cuts and the internet would cut out even if the power didn't cut out. And then I was going to a co-working space, something like Consolea here in downtown where I am now. But overall, I'd say the Wi-Fi is not bad. And if I did lose Wi-Fi, you know, I can just hotspot with my phone. So that is how I managed to do it. I'd say it's not bad, but all over the country, if you're visiting, like maybe this is because I have an apartment and like, I don't know why it's not bad. Because a lot of places it is bad. Like you can't really rely on it. When I was traveling sorry if I'm ranting, but whatever, this is just answering the questions, I guess. When I was traveling to Abu Simbel like 2 years ago, I was actually still working while on that trip. So I would like drive and film and then get to a city and check in, and I reduced my hours while on that trip, but I was still teaching. So I had to get there and like connect to Wi-Fi and teach a few classes. And the Wi-Fi, I don't think I ever did it after that because it wasn't good, the Wi-Fi. And I was like stressed out trying to like, I need Wi-Fi. My student's waiting for me. So yeah, a lot of places doesn't have great Wi-Fi. Okay, more questions. Do you feel that sometimes you are treated differently because you are a non-Muslim? No, not at all. I've never even thought about that. I'm a foreigner. I think I'm treated differently because I'm just a foreigner, you know, or like they're more curious. I think they the interaction is going to be different between like an Egyptian and an Egyptian and a foreigner. Maybe that goes for anywhere in the world, you know, some places more than others, but no, not because I'm non-Muslim. People are curious, people are friendly. If someone is saying something to me or treating me differently, like I haven't noticed, or if they're saying something in Arabic about that, I don't understand. So, but no, I've never noticed any like different treatment. especially negative. If anything, they're really friendly, overly like more friendly because I'm a foreigner. I don't know. And then she also, yeah, that's Zoe. She also asks, what is your favorite go-to meal that you eat? I have a lot, girl. I don't know. It depends on my mood. Shawarma obviously is pretty awesome, and I eat that fairly often. I like meat. Kebda sandwiches, liver sandwiches, I eat that fairly often. Koshary, not as often, but when I get the craving, wow, it is amazing. It is great. It's amazing. It's like heavy pasta stuff that I'm not like huge on just pasta in general. But yeah, go-to meal. Obviously breakfast. Fool. Oh my God. Fool is amazing. And tamia, but I actually find myself craving fool more often. And when I was in Argentina, I missed fool pretty quickly. I was like, oh, I was so excited to come back to Egypt to have fool. So, but yeah, there's so much great food here. This is just what's coming to my mind now. So yeah, I guess those are some of my go-tos. Are you a sweet or savory person? I say savory because I love meat and salty things and spicy things. But you know what? In recent years, I feel like I'm suddenly liking sweet stuff too. I like eating candy. But I still definitely lean towards savory. And then sending you love, wish you the best. Thank you very much. All right, I feel like this is longer than I was expecting this video to be, so let's get moving along. Rosa Sapina, and I recognize that name. A lot of these people, I recognize your names, by the way. Like I see the regular comments, so it's cool to be interacting with you guys in a more like video type way. Hello Gigi, congratulations on 50K. Yeah, thank you, Rosa. A question about culture shock. As a Westerner, what things do you find most challenging in your day-to-day living in Egypt? Day-to-day. Honestly, not a lot. Challenging. Like, I can think of what other people would say, but that is challenging, but I don't find it challenging. So, like, what is challenging for me? Assalamu alaikum. Tamam. Salama. Guy wanted a cigarette. So what is challenging for me? I mean, I guess I could say the language barrier can be problematic. I mean, that can be challenging, not being able to communicate with people in the way that I would like. I don't think it's presented any real... Hey, kitty! Hi! Oh, hi! Look at that little baby. Wait, I have feed for you. Wait, I got food. Hold on. Interruption. Wait, we gotta get him food. Sorry. Now this is why my videos end up being freaking forever. I got food for you. Yeah. Ahaha. Look, I bought a... I came prepared. I don't always carry this around on me because I have my cameras and stuff like that I need to carry. There's a lot of water in here. So it doesn't oh, la puta pendeja madre. I just got fishy water everywhere. Should have done that over the... Oh my gosh. I should have done this on the floor, dude. Oh my God, these cats are gonna get wet from the water. Watch it, guys. Sorry. Cats fed, hand fishy. Oh, yes. I love the little babies. Hey. I'm not gonna get a close-up on them because we're filming. We're supposed to be focusing on answering questions. Wait, let me just rinse my hand off. scared? All right, so good thing to carry in Egypt, tissues. As napkin, as toilet paper, as something to clean your hands with after feeding the cats and spilling water everywhere, fishy water, all over my cigarettes. Ah. Anyways, we gotta focus. You can buy that in a pet shop, by the way, in Zamalek. I think you can just Google pet shops and find them, but I bought that in Zamalek, or even off Talabat Mart. Talabat Mart is a delivery service, and sometimes they have cat food on there. Anyhow, okay, good, no more fishy smell. What was the question? Oh, yeah, so the challenging things I find in Egypt, not much. I mean, to be honest, it's really the food. I think that's a very small thing to complain about, but that's what I would say I find challenging at times. If anything is challenging, that would be challenging. And my day-to-day life is, and it's not. I'm trying to come up with something that is challenging, because it's really not. But I do miss foreign food, and I've talked about this in a few videos in the past. Yeah, things like Asian ingredients. There's some stores here, and they carry a little bit, but it's really not. It's just not what I'm used to having. Living in Asia or living in the U.S. it's a melting pot, and you have all the food options you want. You have Thai curry pastes, and you have corn tortillas, and you have, you know, everything that you want and get from a country. It's like the U.S. provides that in the stores, so you can really cook with a lot of different things. And then, yeah, the language barrier, but I am trying to learn Arabic. I mean, I think the language barrier it's on me, obviously. I'm in Egypt. I should be the one speaking Arabic, not them English. Also, I do want to learn Arabic anyways, so it's good when I run into people that don't speak much English, because then I am forced to practice my Arabic, which is good. So, but I wish I could have deeper conversations. I wish I could interview people. I wish I knew enough so that I didn't have to have my husband translate the videos. When someone speaks to me in Arabic, I put in the subtitle blocks, but I leave them empty, and then he has to listen to the video and write whatever that person is saying. I mean, like, sometimes I understand them and I write in what I know, but I can't be sure, you know, not sure enough to put subtitles like for you guys to read in Arabic, because what if I'm wrong, you know? So anyways, that's kind of just getting sidetracked. But yeah, those are the challenges. Not much, not for me, you know. The heat, the summer heat is challenging. That's probably the biggest challenge, actually. Yeah, I hate summer heat, but I love winter, so makes up for it. All right, let's move on. So we have next question from Tarek. All right, the battery died, but I'm back, and I've switched sides because I think the lighting might be better this way. I never know until I get home and put it on the computer. But Tarek says, sorry if you've already answered this question. After living in Egypt for 4 years, what's one major cultural misconception you had before moving here that you now realize is completely different from the reality of daily life? To be honest, I've traveled a lot even before coming to Egypt, and my travels have taught me, oh, this is probably so loud. I just thought about that. I'm gonna move. Oh man, I hope that didn't destroy this audio. I mean, oh my gosh. Filming difficulties. See, that's the kind of stuff you need to think about that you don't when you start filming, when you first start. And I still make these like rookie mistakes. I hope I'm far enough away from that. Or maybe you don't hear it. Normally I don't have this microphone, and that would have really destroyed the audio, having like those AC fans over there. And I don't know, I was sitting kind of close. Anyways, hopefully this turns out. We'll see. So yeah, what is the cultural misconceptions? Like I was saying, I've traveled a lot, and it's hard to even think back to when I first started traveling, but the misconceptions have become less and less because I don't expect anything from a country. Like, I know that what is shown on the news and media is probably not the reality, or it is a small piece shown through one lens, one aspect. So yeah, and anyways, I didn't know much about Egypt in general. I didn't know much about the food. I had never really met any Egyptians before, except for one guy that I worked with. You know, you see the movies like The Mummy, and obviously that's not reality, and I knew that. So I didn't have any, I don't know if I had many misconceptions about Egypt. I kind of just came like, let's see how it is, you know? So I will say though, if you can say there's one misconception, when I first came to Egypt, I did not know, this might sound stupid, but I didn't know that women, so many women wear hijab here. So I thought that maybe they didn't, and that was just like in the movies. I'll explain. When I first went to India in 2019, I was thinking, do they really wear like saris and the nose rings and the bangles and like colorful outfits, or is that just in the movies? You know, I thought maybe that was just movies. And then I got to India and I was like, oh, yep, no, they definitely look like that and wear that. And yeah, not everyone, of course. I mean, there's women in business suits and in jeans and stuff, but there's plenty of women dressed very colorfully, and it's beautiful. But yeah, that was like a misconception or like thing I was wondering about when I went to India. And similar to that, when I came to Egypt, I was like, do the women really wear hijab, or is that just like portrayed in the movies? And I kind of thought that it was just in the movies or something. And then I got here and there was a lot of women, all the women were wearing hijab, like so many, more than I expected. And I felt a little bit awkward actually. I was like, should I be wearing a hijab? Like, I don't know, what's the right thing to do here? Yeah, but I quickly got over that. I'd say that was like my first like day or something, was the cultural shock of like, oh, should I? But I mean, I'm not Muslim, I'm a foreigner. You know, the Christians here don't wear hijab. Like you wear hijab if you're Muslim, or if you're going into a mosque or something, you know. Of course I do that. But I got comfortable very quickly. So yeah, I don't think I had any misconceptions about Egypt. I had no concept of Egypt, and I left it open, and yeah, for a reason, because I've traveled a lot, and I know that you don't know what to expect, and whatever you can find online is never like really usually how it is, you know, unless you watch my videos, and then it is really authentic. Anyways, thank you so much for your question, Tariq. Next question we have from Sarah Ali. First, she says, how do you manage to balance your job as a... my battery died. I guess it wasn't fully charged. I think I have a problem with my charger at my home actually, because I don't think it's charging them. Anyways, this is the last battery I have. It does say it's fully charged, so let's hope that it continues through. Otherwise, I'll have to go home and get more, and I don't know. Anyways, so her question was, how do you manage to balance your job as a teacher, your job making videos, and your regular life? Very difficult, to be honest. Like I said, I was teaching all the time in the beginning, and I was working, I reduced it from 7 days a week to I think 6 days a week. And then maybe by year 2 or 2.5 or even 3, then I was working 5 days a week. Now I'm working 4 days a week, teaching classes, and then I'm filming videos, and all of my free time. Any free time I have, I am making videos. I'm filming, then I'm editing, then I'm working on the thumbnails, the descriptions, I'm posting different platforms, I'm responding to comments, I'm searching for music or images if it's something about history. There's a lot that goes into making videos, and it's basically my life. I love it though, so it's good. Sometimes I don't like putting in subtitles, I hate that, but there's no automated way to do that, at least not on the program or program that I'm using to edit. But I do manage. Mostly it's helped a lot to reduce my teaching hours. Yeah, and I really love making videos. I love filming, I love interacting with people, and I like editing. I enjoy the editing process as well. So I've been balancing that much better in the last year than I was before. I have more time to do it, but when I have more time, I just spend more time doing something. Like, but I think it's helped. It's helped to like improve my videos. I have more time to learn and research things, and yeah, hopefully. And then, second, do you have children? If not, are you thinking about having children or adopting? I hope your the questions don't bother you. Thank you for your effort in the videos. Thank you. Yes, I put a lot of effort into it. All my passion and heart and sweat and blood and tears. About kids, no, I don't have any children. Thank God. I don't want children. Not right now. Maybe. Honestly, my whole life I've said I never want kids. Obviously, anything can change. I used to say I'm never going to get married, and here I am married. But no, I don't want kids. I like my freedom. I like my independence. I don't even have a cat because I travel. And I have plans to travel more in the future on my motorcycle, long trips, and finding someone to like take care of the cat. Even if I can easily, I still feel bad leaving my cat, you know. And a baby, good Lord, oh, that would change everything. So, no, I don't want children. Oh, I'm being nice by saying let's leave that open, but nah. Okay, we have, before I move on, a lot of people, especially in this culture, it's like, oh my God, a woman must get married and have children. Nothing against kids. Kids are great, you know, they're cute, but small doses. I'd rather be the cool aunt, says hi, than says bye, you know. Anyways, then we have Diane Balaski. Sarah, thank you. My question, airport arrival information, any must-dos and do-nots? So I actually already answered her in this question on the post on YouTube. But I think there's a lot of things that I cover and explain. I give all the information and advice that I have about that in my videos. So there's 3 videos that I think have helpful information regarding this topic, amongst other things that are mixed in with those videos. One would be vlog number 335, which is Egypt Travel Must Know, advice from an expat in Cairo. There's a lot of great information there, though, that I think a lot of other YouTubers have never mentioned or don't cover. The second video would be must know for arrival, visa, Uber, where to stay, SIM cards, and that's Egypt vlog 118. And then number 3 would be 10 shocking facts about Egypt, which is vlog 322. And those are just kind of cover all sorts of different things, but I think that it's helpful information to know. And I'll leave those links in the description of this video, maybe I'll pin a comment, something like that. So check those out if you're coming to Egypt and you have a similar question. And then user YouTube 902 says, congratulations Gigi. My question is so simple. Why Egypt? I have actually answered this question in my first Q&A. People said, why did you choose Egypt? So you can watch that, but I will answer it again briefly. I didn't plan to stay in Egypt. I left the US with a plan to travel for 1 year and then go live in Argentina for a year because my father's from Argentina. And then after a year in Argentina, I was going to kind of just reevaluate everything and see how I felt and what I should do next. I never had a plan to return to the US, so once I left, I was done with the US. I've lived in Australia before and Vietnam. I was starting to get settled there. I mean, I was happy to leave the US and be out. But Egypt, it was the first country on that year of planned travel, and I fell in love almost as soon as my feet hit the soil. I love the energy that is hard to describe, but there's just an energy in the air. It's magical. The people are welcoming, friendly, generous, kind, funny. I wish I understood more Arabic because I'm sure they're cracking all kinds of jokes and I just can't understand, but I know that they have like a really sarcastic sense of humor, which aligns with my sense of humor. Yeah, so many different reasons. You know, obviously the endless amount of history here is like there's always some new adventure you can have, something new to see, some new place to explore, even if it's not historical, like in the ancient sense of the word, but like just cruising around different neighborhoods. It's a different way of life and different accents, and from the south to the north to Sinai to the Bedouins to the Berbers in Siwa, and just Cairo in itself is like a city you can explore forever and ever. Yeah, why Egypt? Because it is the mother of the world. Medonia. Yeah, it is full of life, full of magic, vibrant, and the food is delicious. I just wake up happy to be here every day and privileged and feel grateful and fortunate, and yeah, I love it. Obviously there are Egyptians, I've had a lot of Egyptians say like, I would leave here. It's different though, you know what I mean? You're from this place. This is how I feel about America. I'm like, my culture. Anyways, I could go on at length about that, and I have with people in discussions, but I love Egypt for all of those reasons and more. It's hard to express in an answer. It could be a topic I could revisit again and again, and it's a feeling, and yeah, it's beautiful. Looking at some buildings. Moving on. Okay, so we have Travel the Dunya. Says almost there, 50K, yeah. And you deserve all of it. Thank you. Thank you. You're the one who brought me here. You and everyone else that's watching. I would be interested to know if you can live off of YouTube. Yes, I can. I can now. When I first arrived to Egypt in 2021, I had like 500 subscribers. I was not monetized. You have to reach some requirements to even be monetized by YouTube. So yeah, when I first arrived to Egypt, I was not monetized. I was not making money, and that wasn't like, obviously it was like, oh, that would be amazing, but it wasn't my goal. I didn't assume that I would reach there. I don't like to have high expectations for things. My general philosophy on life is like, hope for the best, expect the worst. So yeah, I wasn't expecting to even ever make money from YouTube, although of course I hoped for it. And then I was monetized in, I forgot what month, but in 2022, and I was making like, I don't know, $7 on a month. I mean, it was very low, but it has grown and it has grown. And yes, I am able to live off of YouTube now. Alhamdulillah. So here in Egypt. If I was living in Europe or something, I would not, I don't think I would make it, no. I don't know how much rent is in Europe or something, or the US, it depends on which city, but it would be very, very tight or impossible. But thankfully, I don't want to live those places. I'm very happy here, so yeah. And of course, I have my teaching classes, which provide another source of income, and yeah, it's good, it's good. Okay, next question is yes, ABS. GD, greetings from Canada. I love your vids, the style of them, unique, loose, interactive scenes. Shukran awi. Was there 35 years ago. Long story, okay. My question is more of an ask. Can you include some local artists and their work? I've seen some amazing glass blowing in Iskandria and painters in Sharm el-Sheikh, and chatting with the artists and their visions, very interesting. Sabah al-Ful, Al-Qahira, yeah, Gigi. Gigi. تمام. I would like to film some work, some artists, glass blowing and textiles, and there's a lot of things that I would like to film, plan to film at some point, but I don't want to just go out completely clueless or just show some random stuff. Like now I'm putting more effort into my videos. I have more time, and I try to, if I'm gonna make a video, I try to make it good, So to coordinate this, I need to find some really incredible artists, not just some random one. I could, but I would like someone like that is famous or has done their craft for that long. I need to coordinate with a friend of mine Egyptian friend of course, who can translate, because I'm assuming that these artists and these craftsmen and these artisans don't speak that much English, and it's just always better to have someone that can make sure that you're understanding everything fully. So I do plan on doing that at some point in the future. I don't know when. I don't know about like painters and art galleries and stuff. That's not really my vibe. I feel like it's kind of boring for me, so I just don't. But I do love the old like crafts and things that people have been doing for centuries. Not like modern art stuff, but rather like pottery and things like that. I think that would be a cool video to make, and I'm hoping to do that sometime in the future. But I want it to be good, and hence I have not done it yet because I don't know enough about it. Okay, next question. We have Cloudy. YT or YouTube 22. A question, would you like to get back to your home country? Nope. Easy answer, nope, not at all. I do not miss it. I miss some food sometimes, and of course my family, but I have been able to see some of my family members in other places. So I saw my father in Argentina earlier this year. I saw my mother in Europe last summer. I have no desire to go back to the US. I don't want to spend the money on the flight to go all the way back there. There's nothing I really want to see or do there. I have been traveling for a number of years and have friends all over the world. A lot of my friends, I don't really have a lot of friends back in the US anymore anyways. Not like good close friends. They're old friends, but our interests have changed. Our lifestyles have changed. We don't have a lot in common anymore or to connect with. So there's like one friend that I really talk to back in the US. And even with her, it's not that often. So no desire to go back to the US. None whatsoever, which is why I have not been back since I left in 2021. The next question we have is from Warli Barros. My family and I are watching all your videos. Thank you. Amazed. Are you a guide by chance in Cairo? I am not. To work as a guide here, you need to study for years and you need to have a license. That is the way to work as a guide here in Egypt. I have not done any of those things. And to be honest, I actually led around a few people like 2 or 3 years ago, subscribers. They hit me up, they asked if I could show them around, and I did that. And while it was awesome and I really enjoyed it and I wouldn't take back that experience, it was also very exhausting. And I'm not cut out to be a guide, I realized. I'm so used to solo travel. I just run off on my own and leave people in the dust. If it's a busy street, I just cross and then I look back and I'm like, oh crap, they're still across the street trying to get across and I have to go back and get them. Yeah, I'm just not guide material. So I really, really respect guides, man. I went to the pyramids one summer and it was like 40 degrees or 42. And I was like, that day I realized guides should be paid $1 million because it is hard work. It's a lot. You're out in the elements all day, you're moving around, you're remembering all this history and taking care of the people with you and guiding them around. It's not as easy as you might think. So I really respect the work of guides. I enjoy like meeting up with people for coffee if I have time. Occasionally I randomly just go out with someone, but I have a busy schedule. I can't, I don't even have the time. Even if I did have a license and I was legal, I'm making 2 videos every week, editing, filming, like I said, and then teaching classes. I should be also studying my Arabic. So I just have no time. Barely time to even see my friends. You know, I want to spend more time with my husband going out for dinner and stuff. And we work a lot. So yeah, but we do, as you know now, if you didn't before, organize tours for people and connect you with amazing guides that know what they're talking about, that have studied that history, that can read the hieroglyphs or hieroglyphics, whatever you say. See, I don't know. So, yeah. I know some history. I research a lot for my videos, but I'm not guide material. But if you want a tour, you know, we can connect you with that, set you up, take a look at your itinerary, and you can reach us on WhatsApp. And next question is from Kayla de Velbis. Congratulations, Gigi. Thank you. I have a question. How much do you know about the Pharaohs? That pertains to the question before, doesn't it? I know almost nothing about the Pharaohs. There's a lot of Pharaohs. There's a lot of history, thousands of years of history with the Pharaohs. So I won't say I'm very knowledgeable about that. I know a bit. If I'm gonna make a video about something, I do more research so that I can be informative in my video. But like if you just spot on ask me a question now about some random pharaoh, I'm gonna not have a great answer. And I won't lie and make something up, so I'll just, I'll have no answer for you. And that is, yeah, I don't know a lot about the pharaohs. It's a very general question as well. But if you ask me a more specific question, I probably wouldn't know the answer. So, yeah, there's a lot of history here. I find it all very fascinating, but that's that. Okay, next question is from Tiger's Eye Lady. Hello, you comment a fair amount. Good to see you, and thanks for writing in. As well as Kayla. Actually, all these people, I recognize a lot of the usernames here. So, Tiger's Eye Lady says, shukran. Hi Gigi, and well done. You and your husband's hard work is paying off. Yes, thank you. It feels good. Work hard, play hard, hopefully. I love your eye makeup and hair color. Can you talk a little about your style? It's so beautiful and trashy chic. That's a compliment, by the way. So, I mean, my style, I've been doing this eye makeup for like, I don't know, I'm 37 now, since I was 15, 16. So it's the only makeup that I wear, unless occasionally if I'm going to like a wedding or something, maybe I'll wear some like lipstick or something. But no, I really just only wear the eyeliner. My hair, I've had it this color since I was 21 or 22, maybe even younger. I've really kept the same style for a very long time, and I like it, and it's easy. The short hair, I got this shaved in Egypt, I think in 2022. My friend Alex or Ahmad cut my hair because it's hot here, and I've been rocking that ever since. But I've always kind of had generally short hair. I don't know, you know, I like biker stuff. I was like into punk stuff when I was like a teenager. That's my style. And actually I'm very lazy about stuff now. I just wear what's comfortable. I'm traveling, especially when I'm traveling, I'm wearing the same outfits again and again and again, like the same. Oh, تسلم حبيبي. والله ما رضيت صراحة. شكرا حبيبتي. I'm wearing, so yeah, about my style, I'm basically wearing the same clothes in all my videos. If you haven't noticed, I wear what's comfortable. I wear the same stuff over and over. It works. And next question, where in the States are you from? As I also recall, you have Argentinian heritage. Yep, so I'm from Minnesota. My mother's from Minnesota. Yeah, her parents, Minnesota. My father's from Argentina, that is true. I mean, I'm a mix, like anyone in the US, but I grew up and was like born and raised in Minnesota. I didn't go to New York until 2014 when I was 25, 26. So that's where I'm from. I do not like that state. I don't miss it. I don't have much to say about it. I'm happy here, but that's my background. And Lisa, she says, I'm thankful for Alaska. Thank you, very informative. Flights, okay, my question, for flights that arrive around midnight, are visa available to purchase? Is it difficult to get an Uber? Thank you so much. No, visas are available. If your nationality is eligible for a visa on arrival, you can get it. Those offices have to stay open all the time because people are flying in at all of these hours. And if a country provides visa on arrival, they have to have it available for anyone that's arriving of an eligible nationality. So yeah, I don't need to worry about that. I did actually answer this in case it was time sensitive, but for anyone else that is wondering, yes, you can get your visa on arrival at any hour, night or day. And Ubers are not difficult to get. I mean, like, they'll come, but it can be difficult to find them or for them to find you. Yeah, I will say that. And I made a video about must know for arrival, which I mentioned earlier, and I show you where to catch the Uber in Cairo International. You got to go, like, it's outside Terminal 3. In the parking lot, and it's best to go to like the center area. There's a little cafe, and I think that's like where most of the cars drive by. And if your driver calls you or can't find you, and I actually passed my phone to someone that is Egyptian or like looks like they can speak, they're like, huh? And I'd be like, la samaht, you know, excuse me, and I'm like, mumkin, can you? And I say Uber, and they, then they hear Arabic. Okay, yeah, she's here. And they describe. So like that is something you can do if you're at the airport and your Uber's not finding you. That can happen. That happens fairly often to me still. And my Arabic isn't always the best to be able to describe all of that. Anyways, what's the battery status? Still full. Good. As long as this little sucker doesn't overheat, I think we're okay. All right, so next question from Saif Orabi. As a world traveler, long before you decided to permanently live in Egypt, what is it about the country that interested you in discovering Egypt? That's a good question. So I've always wanted to come to Egypt. I think almost anyone in the world wants to visit Egypt because of the pyramids, you know. And it was ancient history that first enticed me many years ago as a child wanting to visit Egypt was, of course, the pyramids, the history, Indiana Jones type stuff. Yeah, it just looked really like a fascinating country because of the history, the ancient history. I love ancient history. I wish I could travel back in time. So that is what first enticed me about coming to Egypt. I would say, like I said, I didn't really have any preconceived notions. Your next question actually says, what preconceived notions you had before visiting, which I did already answer, not really much. But yeah, since I didn't know anything about Egypt outside from ancient history documentaries I've watched or like fake, you know, mummy, Indiana Jones type movies, I didn't know anything. I don't even know, was Indiana Jones in Egypt or was that in Jordan? I know we went to Petra in the movie. Anyways, yeah, I didn't have a lot of information about the country, so I wanted to come and find out what it's like. And I have, and I love it. Why did you decide to permanently relocate there? I'm very interested to hear your story and learn about your personal journey. I feel like this video is going to be very long, and I did answer this again in like my video, my first question and answer video when I reached 20K about a year ago. But I didn't plan to stay. I came here for 3 months of travel, and like I said, I fell in love with the country, and I decided to stay longer and longer. I met my husband, of course, but I had already decided to stay before, you know, we were an established thing. So I had just fallen in love with the streets, the chaos, the traffic of like, I mean, I find it exciting. It's an exciting country to be in. There's a lot of, I thrive off of chaos. Like throw me into a tornado and I'm like, yeah, you know, like I just, yeah, I'm energized by it. It's always something fun to do. Yeah, it's thrilling could be a word for me. So that is why I have stayed. And of course, the more I've stayed and longer I've learned more, the more I love it. You know, the more I learn about this country, the more I love it, the more fascinating I find it. And yeah, it's like an onion, actually. This is something that I said in the very beginning. Cairo, I'm saying Cairo because I spent most of my 3 months in Cairo when I first arrived to Egypt. It's like an onion. Like there's layer after layer that you can keep peeling away, and you find in more. You know, you think there's the history and the ancient sites, and then there's these different neighborhoods, and then there's different ways of life and different like work and lifestyles, and I don't know. It's so deep. These like, you know, you think you know a street, and then you discover a small alley, and there's a hidden shop in there, and there's like hidden gems on every corner. That's how I feel about it. There's always something new to see here, and it's great. I love it. But I would suggest watching that. I'm sorry, I'm not going to go deep into that. If you ever come to Egypt, I have time for a coffee. You can pick my brain. And then the next question we have from Akansat. I don't know how to say that. Well, do you think morality is the same everywhere, or does it change depending on culture? I actually already answered him in the chat. I was not answering anyone because I was waiting to answer it in the video, but I did say like that's a deep question. It's like for a Q&A that's very philosophical, and that would be a question to like have over coffee, you know, like pick my brain about it. We can go back and forth because it's a deep question. I think that morality is definitely influenced by culture for sure. You know, religion, upbringing, all of that impacts morality to some extent. But I think that it also comes down to just your personal belief, and that will be impacted by your upbringing, no matter which country you're from, or what culture you're raised in. Your mind, you know what I mean? Like morality. Jeffrey Dahmer, where was his morality? He was, I don't know. It's like it's humans, you know. Humans in the end, we all have our different qualities, and some people, I don't know. It's a philosophical question that we could talk at length about, and it's better to have a conversation. I feel like it's like one-sided. So the next question he says is, if cats could speak for one day, what do you think they would complain about the most? Cats anywhere in the world or cats in Cairo? I think cats anywhere in the world most of them would complain about not being able to go outside, maybe. Because a lot of them are indoor cats. The cats in Cairo would love to have an indoor life sometimes, I think. They would probably complain about the dogs, the traffic, the dangers, the threat of the other cats. They would probably complain about the other cats. They're fighting over food and stuff. I don't know, it's a very hard life for the street cats and all the animals here, the dogs too. I'm just a big cat lover. You're talking about cats here. I think they would complain about, the struggles of daily life, of finding food, of surviving. You know, you have to be a tough person to survive here, or a tough cat, or you're dead. You know, really, the strongest survive and the weak do not. And it's sad, but it's true. So, that's depressing. Anyways, maybe on a lighter note, what would they say? They would say, like, why aren't people worshiping us anymore? Where's our temple? That would be, maybe they're thinking that. Next question we have from Stephen Pickering. As a long visiting tourist here for work, where would you suggest to find quality souvenirs on mainland Egypt and the Sinai? Mainland? What do you mean mainland Egypt? Egypt is mainland, right? I'm confused. Okay, so you have Sinai and you have mainland. Is that what you're thinking? Okay. Well, Khan Khalili is always the best place for souvenirs, and that's the best place to buy souvenirs. That is where I would go to buy souvenirs, and that's where I have gone to buy souvenirs that I have brought to my family in Argentina or shipped back to the US. It's a very old market. I love that market. I love that entire area. Darb el Ahmar, El Hussein. It's so historical. There's so much history there. It is beautiful. The vibes are amazing, and there's still a lot of craftsmen and artisans. And it's like, you know, there's a main strip when you first enter the market with a lot of like souvenirs, really touristic souvenirs. But you go, the deeper in you go, it's like it can get more local. It's changed. There's twisting alleys and. So anyways, there's a lot of competition in there, and so that you have a lot more room to bargain, find good prices, different assortment of things. You know, obviously the smaller a market or shop, the less options you have, and yeah, it's just not going to be as authentic. Not to say that everything in Khan Khalili is. Definitely there's things from China that are in there. But yeah, Khan Khalili would be the place to go if you want to souvenir shop. Sinai? No idea. I'm not into souvenirs. I don't like buying a lot of things in general, so that's where I've gotten gifts for people, but never in Sinai. I haven't spent much time in Sinai. I've only been to Dahab, so I don't have an answer for that, unfortunately. Next question we have from Helen Prigian. Do you know if there's a company that runs a minibus from Hurghada to Marsa Alam? Go Bus doesn't seem to do this trip, but maybe I'm wrong about this. So looking at the minibus option. And I think we were communicating about this, and Go Bus doesn't go there, but I might be wrong. I don't know about the minibuses either. So I haven't really been down to the Red Sea South. Like, I've been to Hurghada, but that was like 2 years ago. And I only went once, and I've never been to Marsa Alam. So I'm actually more reading this question because if anyone knows Egyptians, please leave a comment, because maybe I would like to do that too sometime. I don't know. Either that or I'll ride my motorcycle. But I would love to know, and she would love to know, and maybe other people would love to know, how do you get to Marsa Alam from Hurghada if you're not taking a taxi? Is there a public transportation? And next question, Mariposa's Swallowtail. Mariposa, traicionera. Where to get the best koshary? Oh, Mariposa, you had to ask me that? This is gonna start a fight. I'm gonna get hate. So Abu Tariq is obviously the most famous place to get koshary, and a lot of tourists go there, but a lot of locals go there as well. I don't go there very often at all, though, to be honest. I just not in the area when I want koshary. So my favorite koshary spot is actually, well, where I typically order from is Koshary El Hind, which means like koshary India, or in Koshary from India. I don't know. El-Hind is India in Arabic. But that is really good. I'll make a video about that. I think I should do that, yeah, soon. But also Koshary Tahrir, honestly, which whatever's like close to me or in the area, delivery, or if it's in the area and I just go there. But yeah, I don't know. Koshary, it's good in a lot of different places, but Koshary Tahrir, I made a video about that. It's pretty good. Abu Tariq, of course, is famous and also very good, and I've made a video there a long time ago. But I like Koshary Al-Hind. I like their fried onions. I think their fried onions are awesome. So, yeah. And the last question is actually from Reddit. So I didn't make a post on Reddit. I do post my videos on Reddit all the time, on Reddit Masr, but I didn't make a post asking people to ask questions, but someone made a post which someone mentioned my name, so I saw it, and I thought it was very funny. I'll show it. It's like a cat, and apparently I'm a hungry mouse. No, I thought it was a really cute, funny post. And so since a few people saw that, I left a question saying, hey, does anyone want to ask questions? And one person had a question. So this is from Moonlight Brawl. It says, I have two questions. Was there a moment where you thought, F this place, I'm leaving? And no way. I have loved it. I guess I've answered it throughout this video now, but the longer I stay, the more I love it. I have not thought about leaving at all. I'm so happy I stayed here. I'm so happy I didn't end up going to Argentina. I'm like, the choices that I've made have led me to where I am now, and I'm very happy living here. Like, I have plans to travel to a lot of different places. There's a lot of things I want to do and see, but I'm so happy to come back to Cairo every time. Even when I went to Argentina, I was so happy and excited to come back to Cairo. I was ready to eat food, of course, see my husband, but just be in the city again, riding my bike, and yeah, I just love it here. So no, I can honestly say I've never had a moment like that. Like, no, I've even like entertained the idea to question myself, and I was like, no. Like, I used to think maybe I would like want to live in Spain or Italy, but I think it would be fun to visit those places again, of course. Or I've never been to Spain, but Italy would be great to visit again. I want to go visit Greece. I want to see friends in Spain that I've made, and I've never been to the country itself. But I think I would find it boring. I joke with my friend actually, who's from New Zealand, and she's been living here now, and she's married to an Egyptian as well. And we both joke that Egypt has ruined us, because anywhere we go now is not as exciting. Yeah, Egypt has ruined us because it is so full of life here and so much going on that when you leave, it's pretty dull. That's not a good thing to say, and it's like half true and half not, you know, like obviously I love traveling and exploring everywhere and seeing new cultures, but I'm always happy to come back to Egypt. I will say that. I'm very happy to come back to Cairo. So and then the last comment they have, the second question is, what's the weirdest or most memorable fan encounter you've had? Oh. Honestly, there are many. I've had so many. But I think the most memorable that I'm thinking of in the spur of the moment is actually the first time I was recognized from my channel. And I was about 2 or 3 years ago. And I was showing this girl from Canada the Citadel of Salah al-Din. And we were walking up to it, and suddenly someone's like, G Ventures! And I was like, what? And that was the first time I'd ever been recognized for my videos, and someone saying something to me on the street, and that still sticks with me. I was like, oh my God, yeah, the channel is getting bigger. So that stuck with me. But I've had so many interactions since that time, you know, and it's always awesome to run into people. I don't know, I can't think, like, pinpoint any other specific moment, but yeah, all of them have been amazing. I just think it's so cool to meet people that are watching my videos. It's more personal for me, you know, because like I read these comments and then to like meet someone who I've only attached to that username and a small photo, and I don't really know anything else about you guys, you know what I mean? So when I meet someone on the street that's a subscriber, or I meet up for coffee, or I spontaneously, if I have time, go out and explore with them, I get to hear about their life, their travels, their impression of Egypt, of Cairo. Maybe it's their second time, their third time, you know, whatever it is, or even they're Egyptian and they've been living it abroad and they've come back. It's just so much more intimate and real, and I love that. You know, I love human connection. I love humanity in general, and so it's cool to make it real. It's more real when it's offline, you know what I mean? So yeah, I think, and it's cool to hear that my videos are helping people, they're informative, whatever, you know, it's a community, you know? So, yeah, I feel like that question's gonna come in my mind later. I'm gonna be like, oh, I remember that one time, but that's all I can think of at the moment, like that was the most memorable. So anyways, how long is this video now? Like 3 hours? So I'm gonna end it there, guys, but we have reached 50K, all thanks to you guys and your support. Now we're on towards 100K. Tell your friends and family to subscribe and watch my videos if they are interested in it. Yeah, and if you have suggestions for future videos, I can tell you I have a huge list of ideas. I'm not gonna like show you like one by one, but I will just say I have videos that these are all ideas of things that I have, and there's more. There's another document, and then I have other ones that are specifically about yeah, I have lots and lots and lots of ideas, but I'm always open to more suggestions because I add it to the list, and eventually, hopefully, inshallah, I get around to making it. So, okay, the battery lasted. We're good. Thank you so much for your support, for your love, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video. Much love from Cairo. Ma salama. All right, another question which I missed until just now is from Hussein Ahmed, and he says, I wonder what you do for a living, I mean your basic job, and how long you plan to live in Egypt. Now I feel like this has been answered throughout the video again, but I teach English online. I also make money from YouTube, and I plan to live in Egypt, inshallah, for the foreseeable future, for many years to come. I'm very happy living here. Yeah, I have no plans to leave. I don't know what the future holds, of course, but I plan to stay here for a long time because I love it. So, yes, thank you, Hussein. I almost missed that question. I actually only saw it on my phone. It's not showing up on YouTube. This is another complaint actually I have. Sometimes people leave comments, and YouTube is supposed to notify me, like I get a notification and I see them and it's listed, but sometimes it doesn't notify me and I miss comments and questions and things like that. So, or someone responds, like maybe we're having a conversation and I respond and then they respond again, but YouTube doesn't notify me. And so sometimes I'm scrolling through old comments and I'll see something like, hey, I never saw that. So anyways, I caught it at the last minute. Hussein, I love Egypt and I plan to stay here. I don't like to use the word forever, but let's say possibly forever. Yes. All right, well, that is definitely the end of the video. Even with my Q&As, I can't manage to just end a vlog because I randomly see another question. But yeah, once again, 50K, we have reached it. Thank you so much, you guys. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for your support. If you haven't been to Egypt, come visit. If you've been to Egypt, you know how amazing it is. Come back. Egypt is your second country, as Egyptians love to tell foreigners. And if you're Egyptian, awesome. You guys are awesome. And I love your country so much. And thank you so much for all of your support. So, bossa bossa. And I will see you guys later. Ma salama.